Awakenings don't usually start with trauma or rock bottom. Sometimes they start with something as embarrassingly small as a conversation with a friend, where you realize in real time you're not reacting like a normal human being. And that moment hits harder than any diagnosis ever could. I'm Brad, a self-aware narcissist, and this channel is about seeing narcissism differently. Not as a label to shame, but as a lens to understand ourselves and grow freer. Today, I want to tell you about the moment I accidentally cracked open, because it seemed more like a glitch rather than an opening. Before this happened, I genuinely believed myself to be emotionally sound. Not warm, not expressive, but stable, grounded. Good in crisis. That's what I always told myself. I'm the calm one, the fixer, the strategist, which translated honestly means I don't know how to feel with you, but I can solve any problem you bring to me. And because for my whole life people rewarded that, I didn't really question it. So here's what actually happened. I was sitting with a friend, someone I care about, and she was glowing. She had just started an investing course, and for the first time in her life, she felt financially competent, empowered, excited. She was smiling in that way where someone finally believes they're capable of something. And you know what I did? Within seconds, literally seconds, I dismantled her excitement. I started pointing out what the instructor didn't mention, what could go wrong, what wasn't in the curriculum, how she should be careful, how she shouldn't get ahead of herself. And in truth, I didn't feel judgment, I didn't feel superiority, I didn't feel threatened. In fact, I really just felt nothing. Just a clean, efficient, strategic impulse. Fix the scenario, control the variables, reduce the risk. And here's the part that stings. She wasn't asking me to analyze anything. She was just trying to share her joy, her pride, her sense of growth. A normal person responds with, "That's amazing, tell me more," or "I'm so excited for you," or "How does it feel?" And I responded with, "Let me tell you how you should be careful." I watched the light in her face dim, just a little, just enough, and something in me, something very old, very quiet, the very old, very quiet part, noticed it. Not emotionally, not with empathy, but with a sudden, unmistakable awareness. I just crushed something important to her. And the fact that I felt nothing about hurting someone who was sharing something tender was the first crack. I remember after she left, my mind replaying the situation over and over again like a security camera. Not for emotional reflection. I didn't do those yet, but with a strange sense that something just didn't add up. Why did her excitement make me shift into analysis? Why did her joy activate my problem-solving brain? And why did her vulnerability feel like a threat that I had to manage? And why didn't I feel anything? I wasn't proud of myself, but I didn't feel ashamed either. It was this weird sort of middle space, like discovering a glitch in your software, but not knowing what it means yet. But this time stuck with me, more than it should have, because for the first time I noticed the gap between who I thought I was and who I was showing up as. And the truth is, once you see that gap, you can't unsee it. That was my sort of accidental beginning. Not a breakthrough, but a crack or a fracture. Over the next few days, a thought kept circling in my mind. Why does other people's excitement inspire me to try to control? Or why does it activate fear within me? Because in truth, that's what it was. Not annoyance, not disinterest, not coldness, but fear. You see, her excitement implied unpredictability, change, movement, emotion, and emotional movement. And emotional energy and emotional movements always felt like dangerous territory for me. So my system did what it always does. Neutralize the emotion, regain control, protect the interaction, stay safe. Not because I'm cruel, not because I don't really care, but because my emotional operating system treats spontaneous human feelings like a fire that I need to extinguish. Her joy was the spark. My analysis was the fire extinguisher. And realizing that, really seeing it, was the moment my armor got its first crack, its first intentional crack. So if you're watching this, if you've ever crushed someone's joy without meaning to, or responded with logic when someone needed presence, or watched someone shrink because you couldn't meet their emotion, you might not be broken, you might just be armored. And noticing the armor is the beginning of waking up. And not because it feels good, but because it feels kind of wrong in a way that you haven't noticed before, in a way you can't ignore anymore. You see, awakening rarely starts with some big, dramatic moment. It almost always starts with tiny, little moments that you notice in a new way that you maybe never noticed before. That's how mine started. And really, this kind of inner work, you can't do it alone. Trust me, I tried for a long time. All it did was help me build stronger and thicker armor. And if you're waking up, even a little, or you've had moments like this that you just can't shake, come join the free community I created in the SKOOL platform. It's where people like you and people like me are waking up together, without shame, without labels, without pretending. The link is below. Come walk with us. And let me tell you, if this story hits you, this was only the first accidental awakening for me. The second one, the one that really shattered everything, is what I break down in one of my next videos. I'll put the link in the description once I drop it. It's the full story of how the narcissist operating system actually wakes up from the inside. And if you want the whole picture, make sure you watch that one next. All right, take care, subscribe, give some likes, comment below. I'd love to interact with you guys' comments.